Assalamualaikum girls, class 9. So today we are going to start the new chapter, um, which is nutrition. This is your section number 3, and that is life processes. So we'll be studying about digestion and respiration in this um, particular section. So will be having two chapters. One is nutrition, and next will be related to the respiration. So during this chapter we are going to study about the importance of nutrition and how does the process of digestion takes place, how absorption of nutrients is going to take place in our body, okay, and what enzymes are acting upon food and which kind of enzymes are acting on which kind of foods and how this all process comes together. So please turn to page number 143. 2-3 pages have been reduced from your syllabus, and so components of human food, this is from where the chapter starts. Actually, as we all know that the components are vitamins, like carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acids, proteins, minerals, and then vitamins. We also require water also. So carbohydrates are the most common source of energy. The proteins and lipids are, see, always remember, source of energy, carbohydrates, proteins and lipids, building components for body. Why? Because when you will be studying about biochemistry, you will see that some of the proteins are lipoproteins. And why, what does the name lipo suggest? That protein is attached to lipids. So protein and lipids are joined together, they are making a structure, like for example the muscles and the organs of our body. And that is why we say that that both of them are structural proteins and vital body building components. So they make structures of the body. Carbohydrates are the basic source of energy for all animals. About half to two-thirds of the total calories every animal consumes are from carbohydrates. So calories are mostly present in carbohydrates. Glucose is the most often used carbohydrate for energy. What is glucose? We already know it's like sweet. It's very sweet, and this component is actually sugar. So other useful carbohydrates are maltose, lactose, sucrose, and starch. Starch, what is starch? Whatever is present in the wheat, flour, pasta, and rice, all these things, they contain starch and it does not have a sweet taste. But sucrose and glucose and these carbohydrates, they have a sweet taste. Carbohydrates contain 4 kilocalories per gram. So in 1 gram of carbohydrates you have 4 kilocalories. Humans get carbohydrates from bread, pasta, beans, potatoes, bran, rice, and cereals, okay. Then lipids, what are lipids? They are present in food, and they are present as fatty acids, and they are bonded to glycerol. So actually lipids are fatty acids, they are bonded to glycerol. The fatty acids of lipids may be saturated or unsaturated. You must remember, in your chemistry you would have studied about saturated and unsaturated fats. So these same fats are present also in the human body. Saturated fatty acids have all of their carbon atoms bonded to hydrogen atoms, but unsaturated fatty acids, they have some of their carbon atoms double bonds. Always remember, saturated single bond, unsaturated double bond. See, whenever we are talking about uh, whenever we are talking about unsaturated unsaturated carbons, it means the carbons are having like this double bonds with each other. So carbon needs 4 bonds, 2 bonds are here, and then one hydrogen, and then one hydrogen. So I'm not talking about the hydrogen, I'm just talking about the bonds, that the bonds are double. In case of saturated fats, they always have single bonds. Why? Because only one bond is there with carbon, all the other 3 bonds are present with hydrogen, understand? So no double bonded carbons, all the different carbons have hydrogens attached to them, and that is why they don't have bond with carbons, okay. Yes, carbons. So generally the lipid containing saturated um fatty acids are solid at room temperature. The lipids containing unsaturated fatty acids are liquid at room temperature. For example, butter contains nearly 70 percent saturated fat and 30% unsaturated fat. So that is why it is solid at room temperature. And sunflower oil contains nearly 75% of unsaturated fatty acids. Lipids are used to form membranes. In our body, the lipids are used to form membranes. They are used to form sheaths. They are used to form membranes and neurons surrounding. They are surrounding neurons also, and they are producing certain hormones also. Why? Because some of the hormones are fat soluble, fat related. They are no they are related to fat. They have compositions related to fatty acids. Okay. So lipids are also extremely useful energy sources, like very useful energy sources. 1 gram of lipid contains 9 kilocalories of energy. Important sources of lipids include milk, butter, cheese, eggs, mutton, fish, mustard seeds, coconut, and dry fruits. So it can now there are good fatty acids and then bad fatty acids. Understand? The good fatty acids are present in, for example, dry fruits and some mustard seeds, all these things, butter also, and ghee also, even milk also. And so these are the, actually nuts are actually the good foods, but all these things like eggs and mutton and cheese and butter, they should be taken in balance. That is how they become good fats. Otherwise they are going to have hazardous effects on the health. Saturated fatty acids can increase a person's cholesterol level. See saturated fatty acids which were present in the butter and butter, they can increase person's cholesterol level. Increased cholesterol level eventually result in the clogging. Clogging means the arteries are blocked and ultimately heart disease. Now proteins can be converted into carbohydrates. This is a very important point. How proteins can be converted into carbohydrates? Because when the proteins are not used as energy sources, what happens as a result? These proteins get converted. When they are not oxidized, when they are not used, when they are not used for producing energy, they become carbohydrates and they sit in your body. Proteins are composed of amino acids. Proteins are essential components of cytoplasm, membranes, and organelles. These are also the major components of muscles, ligaments, and tendons. So we use proteins for growth. Actually, they are used for growth also, and they are used for building structure also. So become they form structure also, and some of the proteins are structural. For example, they are there in producing hair and hair and nails. And but some of the proteins are functional also, which are present inside the body, and they have different functions. Okay. For example, enzymes also. And yes, see, now they say that many proteins play role as enzymes. Proteins can also be used for gaining energy. 1 gram of protein contains 4 kilocalories of energy. Dietary sources of proteins are meat, eggs, grain, legumes, and dairy products such as milk and cheese. So all these things, they have carbohydrates also. And then um, carbohydrates are also present in milk, and proteins are also present in milk. Same case is with cheese, and same case is with yogurt also. So these are the sources of protein and the function of protein and the necessary information related to protein. Now, uh, coming towards minerals. Minerals are inorganic. Inorganic means which are not. What is the difference between organic and inorganic? The organic compounds contain carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but the inorganic, which are the minerals, they do not contain like carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So actually our body is made up of these three components mainly: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. So anything which is present in the body is organic, and definitely it would contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. But minerals, they do not have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, so that is why they are inorganic. Plus they are present in the body also, so these are inorganic, but they are a part of body, but in very limited quantities. Okay. Though they originate in the earth and cannot be made in body. Yes, so that is why we have to fulfill the needs of the body with the help of fruits and different vitamin filled things, and seeds and nuts. They play an important role. most of the body functions necessary to maintain health. For example, the different of the transmission of different signals through neurons is also done with the help of minerals. Like different compounds and minerals are characterized into major and trace elements. So the major are those elements which should be provided to the body 100 mg. So 100 mg, 100 milligrams should be given to the body, while trace minerals are those which should be given 100 less than 100 milligram per day. The roles of major and minor minerals in the human body area are given in table 8.2, which is omitted on the nutritional label or packaged food in the world. Calorie is equal to kilocalorie. Why? Because it was hard to write kilocalorie, so they used to write calorie, but actually it is kilocalorie.